regarding some election procedures that I will be sharing later on. Thank you.
Last reminder for the scrutineers, can I please call my scrutineers up in front?
May I confirm if the candidates for chairperson, secretary, and RMPO is in the room right now? Chairperson? Left, but oh, I see, I see. Secretary? RMPO? I see. Can we meet here for a reminder? Candidates here. Let's start. Hi, IPC. No, I was confirming things with her a while ago. May I confirm if the live stream is on or do we still have any technical issues right now? Sorry. Are we good? RMPO? The Chair of the Assembly calls this session of the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly to order at 8:52 a.m. GMT plus 8 Kuala Lumpur time. Delegates, please be seated and be prepared. We will now proceed with a roll call to establish quorum. The Chair of the Assembly now invites the Regional Secretary to conduct the roll call and confirm if quorum has been established. I'm passing the floor to the Regional Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. Cristiani Francisco, IPSF APRO Secretary. I'm now starting the roll call, starting off with our full members organization. Please raise your hand once your organization has been called. IPG ASF India, APS Japan, MyPSA Malaysia, NZAPSO New Zealand, NAPSO Australia delegate their vote to NZAPSO New Zealand, FGCPHA Philippines, KNAPS Republic of Korea, News Boost Singapore, FOP Nepal delegate their vote to News Boost Singapore, PSAT Thailand, and ISMA Farsi Indonesia. Moving on with our members in association, MAPS India, BEM FFU Indonesia, BEM FFU Near Indonesia, BEM FU Stay Indonesia, BEM Kemafar Umpad Indonesia, BEM KM Fa UGM Indonesia, HMF APE ITB Indonesia, UOPMSU Myanmar, APSA New Zealand, JPPHA PI Philippines, UFA Philippines, and PSA Taiwan. Strength of the House is 10, simple majority 6, two-thirds 6, full members 11, members in association 11. Quorum has been established. The Assembly is duly constituted and may proceed with its business. I am now passing the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you, Regional Secretary, for the roll call. We are now resuming the session for the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly. And in order for do that, we need to continue the standing orders. Do we have a proposer? Proposed by INSAPSA New Zealand, seconded by PSAT Thailand. We are now voting for this motion. All those for? Scrutineers? All those against? Motion carried unanimously. We are now resuming the standing orders. Let us proceed with the next motion. Motion 39, this the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly accepts and adopts the annual report, the progress report of the 10th IPSF APRO Good Pharmacy Practice Education GPPED Program 2025 by NewsPost Singapore. We have a procedural motion from NewsPost Singapore. Mike to NewsPost Singapore.
Test, mic test. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. This is Sing Yi, SEO of NUSPS Singapore. I would like to raise a procedural motion to table the motion number 4.3.1. Am I correct?
39.
Motion 39 to the last agenda of the session.
We have a procedural motion to table this motion 39. To ask the last motion of the session for today, do we have a seconder? Seconded by INSAPSA New Zealand. We would like to ask the motivation of the proposer.
I'm in no capacity to report on GPPED, nor am I able to answer any questions with regards to GPPED, as I'm the reception committee and not the planning committee. And it would be beneficial for the planning committee to answer any questions and to address the report.
Thank you, NewsPost Singapore. We are now voting for this procedural motion. Procedural motion to table motion 39 as the last motion of the session. All those for? All those against? Motion carried. We are now tabling this motion as the last motion of the session. Next motion, please. Motion 40 reads, this the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly nominates the following candidates as chairperson of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025 to 2026. We have Ms. Anissa Renanda Prananto. Rena, confirming if you are going to use your full name or Rena as your official ballot name. Rena will be used as the official ballot name. We were informed by a candidate for the chairperson, Ms. Ji Yeon Han from KNAP's Republic of Korea, an original candidate for the same position, that she is withdrawing her application. May I have the Regional Secretary to raise a point of information regarding the situation? Regional Secretary. Now I'm passing the floor to Ms. Cristiani Francisco, IPSF APRO Secretary, for the point of information.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. A point of information is that a point of information regarding the withdrawal of nomination from Ms. Jion Han was sent via email yesterday, Sunday, 6th of July at exactly 1:12 p.m. And I am simply confirming the withdrawal of this candidate. I'm now passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Regional Secretary, for the point of information. Therefore, this motion for the position of chairperson will be an unopposed candidate. So you are free to ask any questions. I'm now inviting Ms. Anissa Renanda Prananto Rena to give her 5 minutes of motivation speech as a candidate for the position of chairperson of the regional office.
Test.
Rena, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rena, and I'm humbly serving to serve as this next chairperson of the Asia Pacific Regional Office for the 2025-2026 mandate. When I first joined IPSF, I was just one student wanting to make sure my English skills didn't fade away. From being unable to speak English just because I was very nervous for interviewing for being international relations staff in BMFFUI, to being on my third APPS today. I didn't know how my journey would take me, but APRO gave me the chance to grow, learn, and contribute far beyond what I imagined. That's why I'm here, because I believe in what APRO makes possible for people like me and for people like all of you. Throughout my time in the Federation, I've served at both regional and global levels, from subcommittee member to sub-coordinator, from internal to external, from member of the Global Internal Committee to regional secretary. These roles have helped me understand our people, our processes, and our potential. With this experience, I want to focus on four key ideas: impactful advocacy, empowered people, resilient systems, and meaningful outreach. Advocacy must begin at the roots, not only driven by global agendas, but grounded in what matters to you, your realities, your communities, your passions. I want to strengthen our efforts in highlighting regional and local issues that matter and support members to become bold advocates in their own right. But advocacy means nothing without people. Our people are our strength. The students who lead projects, write reports, plan events, and build dreams into reality. As a chairperson, I want to focus on developing our leaders through structured internal training, capacity building programs, and inclusive platforms. I want every member, whether they're in their first year or final year, to feel seen, valued, and supported. Whether from subcommittee members to returning alumni, I want everyone who engages with APRO to feel seen, valued, and empowered to grow. At the same time, we need to strengthen the resilience of our internal system. A strong APRO isn't just one that delivers successful events like this. It's one that can withstand transitions, guide new teams, and retain knowledge. I want to refine our documentation, improve transitions between teams, and ensure transparency in our planning and communication. Because sustainability isn't only about projects, it's about people and its processes too. Finally, I want to enhance outreach, both to our current members and beyond. This means connecting with member organizations more proactively, ensuring follow-up after every project, and supporting associations in becoming even more engaged in APRO. It does also mean expanding our external relations, building regional networks, and forming collaborations that amplify our voice across Asia Pacific and globally. I believe that a chairperson is not just a leader. It's someone who listens, adapts, and shows up, even when it's hard. Someone who's not afraid to dream big, but also ready to do the work. This mandate is not about my vision alone. It's about what we can build together. An APRO that speaks louder, connects deeper, and grows stronger. Thank you for your trust, your time, and for being the part of this region we all call home. I am here for APRO to lead, not just with plans, but with presence, to listen, to act, and to serve with you and for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena, for the motivational speech. I am now opening the floor for discussion. Official delegates, you may now send your new comments. We have a new comment from a delegate from Insapso, New Zealand. Insapso, New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I am Naomi Knox from NZEPSO New Zealand. First of all, NZEPSO would like to congratulate you on putting yourself forward for this position. We were very excited to see your nomination form in our folder. And now for my question. Being APRO chairperson means being involved in both regional and global initiatives. What has been your activity within global initiatives, and how have you had the opportunity to be involved with global, IPSF Global? Thank you.
Thank you, Insapso, New Zealand. Rena?
Rena nominee, thank you for the question. As for global, as I am in the global team, I am in the internal team. So in internal team, I've handled the most that I'm really into is the CIR project, in which CPs from IPSF collab for the 3Ps. I am in the PH team, so my contributions would be making sure that everyone is involved, the project is executed, including with the reports, and the other internal team projects, the best CP of the month, and also for the member applications. That's for my role in the global team. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSAT Thailand. PSAT Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Leah, Visa Thailand. First of all, congratulations, Lena, for your wonderful presentation. My question is, if you are elected as chairperson, how would you ensure continuous support and accountability within the RWG team, particularly in the situation where our RWG team member become unresponsive and their portfolio leash become inactive? Thank you, and pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, PSAT Thailand. Rena?
Thank you for the floor, Rena nominee. As for the action that I would take if at some point, if do I get elected, one of my RWGs are not present. So the first thing that I would do is I would follow up to them until extended time. For example, if they do have a current project that they need to focus on, I would probably have like 2-3 days to ensure that, to check that if they are actually having problems. And if they do not respond, I would take over their work, as I believe from my experience, I understand that the project that they might have been doing during that time, but I would have a certain line in which I don't want to take over their the things that is within their acknowledgement. So I would check on them first, and then if it's too near with the deadline of their projects, I would contribute to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSAT Thailand. PSAT Thailand, the floor is yours.
Hello. Okay.
Technical Motions Committee.
The order should be not first before May.
Okay. PSAT Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is not from PISA Thailand. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude for your hard work. But according to this position as a representative of the Asia Pacific Regional Office, which are the crucial role in supporting and coordinating all the region with global IPSF, may I ask, what are your plans to promote financial transparency within our region? Thank you. I would like to pass in the floor to the chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, PSAT Thailand. Rena?
Rena nominee, thank you for the question. So for information, this is my third RA, and I've seen the financial reports, and I am here to actually say that by far Moises is the most complete, most detailed. It's to the point where you don't really ask questions or when the money goes. So in my association, it is that we are trained to make sure that all of our financials are reported, all of the receipts are there. So the way that I would report to ensure the financials are transparent, I would enhance or continue what Moises has done, and also apply what I had done with BMFFUI, which is collecting all the receipts and all the proof that we are actually using the money for the federation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSAT Thailand. PSAT Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Mei from PSAT Thailand. First of all, I would like to thank for your presentation. Your presentation shows a lot of passion regarding your nomination, which I'm really appreciate for that. By the way, my question is, as the current situation of the regional office, some member organizations are very active compared to some are not active compared to them. As your position, what is your approach to support the inactive members in the regional office to become more active? Thank you. Passing the floor back to Chair.
Thank you, PSAT Thailand. Rena?
Thank you for the question. Thank you for the floor, Rena nominee. So I do believe that there are a lot of APRO member organizations that are active. So I believe I would firstly come to them to ask what are the issues, because usually, for example, my organization again, it's always the same people. Even in my batch, it's only me and Fanny. And the reason why they join APPS events is because it's aligned with what they want. For example, they want to join the competitions because they want to win, they want to meet new people, they want to visit the country. So I would approach the member organization to understand what it members want. Do they want to win competitions? Do they want to meet new people? Do they want to come to a certain country? Maybe from that we can ask a certain country to bid. So the first thing I would consider is to come to the MO, understand what their needs is according to their members, in hopes that it aligns with their goals and they would join. They will become more active eventually. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSA Taiwan. PSA Taiwan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Jean from PSA Taiwan speaking. Hi, Ms. Reina. First of all, congratulations on your nomination for this position. I only have one question, is that how do you plan to maintain or even improve the efficiency of APRO moving forward? Thank you.
Thank you, PSA Taiwan. Rena?
Thank you for the floor, Chair. As for the efficiency, can I clarify if it's for the team, within the team, or the projects that they are having?
Thank you, Rena. PSA Taiwan?
Yes. So first of all, I would like to ask like the whole efficiency, including all the projects, and especially the ones that have been mentioned in this assembly about delaying. For example, the delay of delivering or giving the certificates or participation or any kind of delays. Thank you.
Thank you, PSA Taiwan. Rena?
Thank you, floor for the chair, Rena nominee. Firstly, for example, backlogs of certificates, I believe that work can be more efficient when it's taken care by less people. For example, from the previous reports, there have been issues where we can't access. We were waiting for people. So I believe by assigning people to certain projects would be more efficient as the years ahead. And other than that, I would create a streamlined project oversee view for to ensure what the progress is for each project and ensure that everyone is doing their job and everyone knows what they're doing. Other than that, I believe, by ensuring that these projects have certain people inside it would make it more quicker. And with less people, they know what they're doing more. And then when people ask about their project, they know the progress more. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from FJC PPHA, the Philippines. FJC PPHA, the Philippines, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Mr. Chair. Riona, FJC PPHA Philippines. So thank you very much for delivering your motivation speech in running as APRO chairperson. So in the last motion, it was mentioned that there are times that PPHSF Pakistan and TDTUPO Vietnam were unresponsive, leading to their report not being approved and adopted in the motion. So what are the new ways you can reach out to them to further encourage their participation in APRO?
Thank you, FJC PPHA Philippines. Rena?
Rena nominee, thank you for the question. As for in regards of member organizations that are inactive, I am sure that the previous RWGs have done their best to contact them. I would do my best to contact them also monthly, weekly, anytime as I can. But as much as we try to contact them, if there are no response, it is quite out of our control. And I believe the most effort that we can make is to explain the situation in APRO. For example, we have these events, we have these projects. Is it aligning with your goals? Once again, like the previous answer I've mentioned, I would check again if APRO's values, IPSF values are within their goals. And if they are, we could do other ways to convince them to join us again, to be more active again. Yes, that would be my answer.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPSF New Zealand. IPSF New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Naomi Knox from NZEPSO New Zealand. This year, we have had issues around the timeline for IPSF fee invoices to member organization and also IPSF reimbursements. How, as regional chairperson, would you deal with this situation if it was to happen during the next mandate? Thank you.
Thank you, IPSF New Zealand. Rena?
Thank you for the floor, Chair. As this reimbursement issue and the late invoices are really putting a heavy burden on the member organizations, I do understand. The first thing, if I do become RWG, is to collab with the EXCO or make sure with the EXCOs that this would not be happening again. I would request, advocate that the invoices, the reimbursements are within the timeline. I would work with other EXCOs, other regional chairpersons to ensure that this won't happen again. And by creating preventives beforehand, I think that would be sufficient also. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPSF New Zealand. IPSF New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox from NZEPSO New Zealand. In your motivational speech and also in your nomination form, you mention outreach, especially pertaining to external relations. What is your plan to support your regional relation officer in obtaining external partner MOUs, Memorandums of Understandings? Thank you.
Thank you, IPSF New Zealand. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for efforts to make external partnerships, firstly, I would collaborate with my RO to actually list down the potential sponsors or the potential partnerships, and then quickly before the second quarter, eventually having like partnerships for competitions and other projects. Also, I believe starting small with like partnerships with even local organizations, it's quite good for us. For the exposure and everything. So I do believe in quality first. So it doesn't matter if it's like for the partners to be like small, as long as they are in aligned with our goals and our vision, I think it's fine. But firstly, the first thing I would do is list up all the potential, either in Indonesia, other places, collaborate with my RO to actually reach out to them in the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Before we proceed, I have received a technicals from the tech team. May I request everyone to please mute your phone notification sound because it is echoing in our live stream. Thank you. Now I am passing the floor to a new comment from a delegate from PISA Thailand. PISA Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Leah, PISA Thailand. I would like to ask the candidate that what key area do you believe require further development from the current mandate, and how will you approach improving them in your term? Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you, PISA Thailand. Rena?
Thank you, floor, for the chair. I'm clarifying if there is anything that I want to improve from the...
PISA Thailand?
Yes, my question is, what do you notify that is the problem or anything you would like to improve in your term?
Thank you, PISA Thailand. Rena?
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Thank you for the question. As for things I want to improve on the current mandate later, firstly, the issues about the backlogs of the publications. Firstly, I would try my best that the projects for the publications are in align with the deadlines and everything. Secondly, I do believe that there could be improvements in partnerships, especially for competitions. It does not have to be sponsors. Partnerships is already good, so I think starting small again is good. So those are the two things I want to focus on to prevent the backlogs and for adding more, starting small on the outreach. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from BEM FF Unair, Indonesia.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Yoga BEM FF Unir Indonesia. I would like to first congratulate Rena for the presentation. And the question would be in regards in finding APPS and the GPPED hosts, as we all now see that in the folder of the 26 APPS 2027 and GPPED 2027, we have not found any bidders. And if you are elected, what ways will you do to help the RWG finding hosts for APRO events? Thank you. Giving the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, BMF Unair, Indonesia. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Rena, a nominee. As for finding potential bidders for the events, firstly, I would approach the MOs if they do have the time, the capacity, the team to implement these programs. I actually have one eye on one country, but I cannot say that since I'm not the chairperson yet. If I do get elected, I would approach. But the first thing that I would do is to approach the MOs because I believe I cannot force them if they don't have the capacity to. I truly understand if they don't have enough team, enough resources, but if someone does, any MO does want to bid for GPPD or EPPS, I would do everything in my power to make sure that their projects go well. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from NZAPSO, New Zealand. NZAPSO, New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Nominax from NZAPSO, New Zealand. My question is in regard of the advocacy that you mentioned in your motivation speech. You said that you will focus on regional and local issues to APRO. Can you please give us some examples of regional and local issues that occurred this mandate that if you were the chairperson for this current mandate, you would have focused on? Thank you.
Thank you, NZAPSO, New Zealand. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. So my base or my inspiration to include the local and regional priorities is that for the position papers that you guys have made, the CPs have made, I've seen like, even there's only one issue, which was drug misuse, if you guys remember. Each countries have different stances, different conditions. So I believe even within one topic, they have different conditions. That would be a good base for the advocacy. And if I was the current chairperson, firstly, I would first gather the information regarding like the current topic for each of the country and create a stance on it in general to make sure that every condition in each country are included and make the advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPSA Malaysia. IPSA Malaysia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Huajun, PSA Malaysia. Hi, Rena. Thank you for your majestic nomination. So anyways, my question would be, since you've mentioned in your manifesto pertaining to advocacy, particularly grassroots advocacy, from the floor, we know that advocacy and sustainability goes hand in hand. So my question to you would be, what are your initiatives to ensure that APRO initiatives will remain sustainable under your own manifestos? That would be my question. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, my PSA Malaysia. We have a clarification from a nominee.
Thank you, Flor. So, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I'm so nervous. Sorry. So, for the sustainability of the journal projects or just advocacy, everything.
Everything.
Rena.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. As for everything, Firstly, I really appreciate the initiative of the current RWG to create the feedback forms. That would really help in deciding if the project is sustainable enough. So firstly, I would first see the effect, the impact of the projects, and then if the team has its capacity to continue to do so, and then and then the effects after the project. So firstly, I would check again with the feedback forms and see if I do get elected, my team have the capacity and have the eagerness to do so. And 3, if the MOs are looking forward to it. Yes, but I will try my best for all projects that are done continuously each every year for it to be done, always. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSAT Thailand. PSAT Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Meme from PSAT Thailand. As your position, you are responsible for managing the finance and budget in the regional office. My question is that, apart from the budget allocated by the IPSF Global, what is your strategy to approach the potential sponsors to obtain some source of income in order to ensure a smooth operation, such as financial support for travel fee and projects implementation of the regional office? Thank you.
Thank you, PSAT Thailand. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for to ensure that the budget is not solely from the global and from the reserves, firstly, since this year the grants are not really used and is allocated to other things, firstly, I would check again and then release the grants first and then see if it's actually used. And then for the sponsors, it's quite a fact that it's really hard to find one. So I would try small first, as in partnerships and everything, so to ensure that even the projects that do need funding can eventually not need funding in the end. And for big sponsors for events, I would try my best. I would try my hardest if I do get elected with my RO, to come to the potential sponsors. Luckily this year it's in Indonesia, so I believe it's more reachable for us, more gainable for us. So that would be my way on ensuring that the budgets are for the federation and it's not used, and it's used effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from KNAP's Republic of Korea. KNAP's Republic of Korea, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. I am Herin Dun from KNAPS Korea. Thank you for expressing your strong motivation and commitment to contribute to APRO in many different aspects during your speech. While it is certainly important to maintain a balanced focus across all areas, I also believe that setting one clear and ambitious goal is essential to achieving tangible results. Could you share one concrete goal you hope to achieve by the end of your term that would serve as a clear and measurable outcome of your leadership? Thank you. I will pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, KNAP's Republic of Korea. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As one concrete goal that I want to achieve is to make the APRO team efficient and not have any backlog. So I believe that by making APRO in the first place a very stable, effective, efficient, you name it, is important, because if the team does work well, eventually the other projects hopefully would do well also. So I would think that is my big main goal, and then hopefully it would be sustained further for the next mandates. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPSA Malaysia. IPSA Malaysia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Okay, I'm the King from IPSA Malaysia. So, okay, thank you, Rina, for your impressive presentations. So, one of my question is, what strategies will you implement to ensure each MO annual report and more submitted on time, even though they are not reachable? Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, IPSA Malaysia. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for the more reports on how to ensure that the reports are submitted before the deadline, I believe I would work with my regional secretary to ensure that there are follow-ups, there are reminders, we text them one by one, everything to ensure that they do submit. So we would do our best to approach them all the time for the AMOR. And work with my regional secretary if we would make extensions. Yes. But I will try my best to ensure that everyone is within the deadline. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from KNAP's Republic of Korea. KNAP's Republic of Korea, the floor is yours. New comment drop. We have a new comment from a delegate from BEM FF Unair, Indonesia. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Karin from BMFF Indonesia. I would like to ask, on scale of 1 to 10, how familiar are you with the RA workflow? Because as the chairperson, you'll be the one who's sharing this next RA. Thank you, and I'm passing back the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, BEM FF Unair, Indonesia. Rena?
Rena nominee, thank you for the question. As for the how well aware I am with the RA proceedings, this is actually my third RA, and I've been to 2 GAs. So on a scale from 1 to 10 would be 9.5. Maybe I'm quite unsure with the 0.5 because I will be doing the right. So it would be hard for me since I've never tried it before. So from a scale from 0 to 10, it would be 9.5. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from BEM KMFA, UGM. Wait, let me try it again. We have a new comment from a delegate from KMFA UGM, Indonesia. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for the floor, Mr. Chair. Aisyah from BEM KMFA UGM, Indonesia. And okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate for Rena for your engaging presentation and your inspiring journey throughout this mandate. And I would like to ask, are there any new initiative or project that you are planning to introduce to address the current health challenge in the Asia Pacific region? Thank you. I will pass back the floor to the chair.
Thank you, BEM KMFA UGM, Indonesia. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Rena nominee. As for new initiatives, I believe I do have certain visions, but I think I have to talk it first with my RWG so I don't really force it on them. But for the new initiatives would be more on continuing and finalizing. For example, the current RWGs have this sheets to streamline what they're doing. I would make that and sustain that. That's the first thing to ensure that one of my goals, which is to improve the workflow within the internal team, within the APRO team. For new initiatives, yeah, I would talk first with my RWG since I don't want to force like any what I want because it's a shared goal together. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from Newspost Singapore. Newspost Singapore, the floor is yours.
Singi, Newspost Singapore. I'd like to first thank you for your speech and congratulations on your nominations. With reference to the question on APPS bidding, I would like to ask, and also now that you have mentioned that you have an eye on an MO, how do you plan to lower the barrier to hosting events like APPS and GPPED? That will be all. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Newspost Singapore. Clarification from the candidate. Rena?
Thank you. For the barrier, as in every potential barriers?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for barriers, I would consider funding, location as the barriers. As for funding, I believe the funding can be adjusted from the location of the event and by how many people would be interested in joining the event. So the first thing that I would do is to check the interest for these events, more focusing on GPPD because thank you on SPS for hosting and that's a new breakthrough and there's a lot of people there also. So the first thing that I would do is to check the interest for the events, which location, what time, what month, and to see if it's feasible for any of the hosts. So that would be the first thing to do. And if it is aligned with the interest, hopefully the participants, the events can happen. So that's the thing that I would do. Yes, the interest form. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from FJC PPHA, the Philippines.
Thank you for the floor, Mr. Chair. Alex from FJC PPHA Philippines. First, good luck on your nomination, Rena. My question would be, what strategies do you employ to handle an emergency at an on-site event that requires immediate resolution while maintaining strict confidentiality to prevent damage to the event's reputation or operation?
Thank you, FJC PPHA, the Philippines. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for how to handle medical emergencies, so in my MO it is SOP to have medical. Wait, sorry, I'm finding the word. The medical. Sorry. Appoint medical. I can't say medical people, but the people who take care of the. So we have an SOP to ensure that they are there all times, even trained students. So if I do get elected, I will ensure our APPS host will have the medical teams there all the time, in the rooms, in the events, in the venues, to ensure that if there's an emergency, it would be handled immediately. I would work with the APPS beforehand. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPGASF India. We have a procedural motion. Oh, point of order. No, I was thinking procedural. Okay. We have a point of order from NSAPSO New Zealand.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Point of order from NZEPSO New Zealand. This is Naomi Knox from NZEPSO New Zealand. Just a reminder that all discussion and all conversation must take place through the Chair, even if it's just a little suggestion or a word for minuting purposes, and especially during elections. Thank you.
Thank you, NSAPSO New Zealand. Now we're continuing with a new comment from a delegate from IPJSF India. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Abhishek Jain from IPSF India. In the current RA, we have witnessed several MOs that are facing financial difficulties and are not able to physically attend the IPSF APRO events. How will you help MOs who want to participate in person but aren't able to due to lack of funding? Thank you.
Thank you, IPJSF India. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for issues regarding MOs not being able to attend physical events, firstly, I would offer the grants that we have from the budget. Secondly, I would check if their MOs, if they are from university and everything, I would do it within my power to ensure, to tell the, it's okay, so for background, my university, we have these fundings to send out delegates, but they have a certain rule. For example, they have to win competitions or they are not going to pay them. So I would check first if they have certain things they need to fulfill for them to be funded if they want to go out, and then the last resort would be the grants. I would encourage them to apply for the grants. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from BEM Kamafar Unpad, Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Kisha from BEM Kamafar Unpad. First of all, thank you for your wonderful presentation, Rena. My question is, what do you believe makes you stand out as a chairperson candidate to persuade us on choosing you? Thank you, and passing back the floor to the Chair.
Thank you, BEM Kamafar Unpad, Indonesia. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for, I would consider this as prior experience that make me have the base, have the competence to continue to do so. So I have, as in my nomination form, I have experiences in each of the positions of the RWGs, not as the RWGs. So in currently I'm in the Regional Secretary Subcommittee. I used to be in the RRO's internal subcommittee, and I used to be the RRO's external subcoordinator. As for RMPO and RPO, in my home organization, in the MO I was in, I used to be, I was 3 years in BMFFUI, from the staff to the head of department, and also quite equal to the RWG as the external coordinator. I have handled media and publications. As so I understand that there needs to be branding guidelines, there needs to be requests and everything. And as I have been the mini secretary, I know the internal flow. As for RPO, I've been doing projects ever since. Even as an international relations staff, all we do are projects. So I'm quite aware with how projects are executed. And in our RPO, I've joined a lot of RPO projects, and I know from the perspective of the organizer and also the participant. So that would be the base why I do feel like I have the competence to continue this position. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from FGC PPHA, the Philippines.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Riona from FJC PPHA. So maybe ask what will be your current year level standing when you become APRO Chair? Like what year you'll be in, or whether you have already graduated, and the academic workload that comes with your standing. Thank you.
Thank you, FGC PPHA, the Philippines. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As now I am on my 4th year, I would be graduating in December. My academic timeline is quite different since I've had an exchange before, and my university would need me to add 1 more semester. But after December, I would be hopefully graduated. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PSA Taiwan. PSA Taiwan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Jean from PSA Taiwan speaking. Hi, Ms. Reina. Once again, congratulations on your nomination for this position. I'd like to ask, how do you plan to support MIAs in April who are interested in applying for full membership? Thank you.
Thank you, PSA Taiwan. Rena?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. As for MOs that are interested in applying for a full member, firstly, I would coordinate with the internal chairperson and also with the respective MO that does want to apply. And I will fully support them, but I do need guidance on how the process works, because as far from now, I've only handled new MO applications for IPSF. As for full members, I would guide APRO MIAs to apply for full membership with the guidance of the EXCO and the internal chairperson and specifically. Thank you.
Thank you, Rena. Now we have a new comment from a delegate. I want to read the name, but okay. Procedural motion. Procedural motion from FJC PPHA, the Philippines.
Thank you for the floor, Mr. Chair. I would like to propose a procedural motion to close the subject under discussion.
We do have a procedural motion to close the discussion, proposed by FJC PPHA Philippines, seconded by NSAPSO New Zealand. We are voting for this procedural motion to close the open discussion. All those for? Can you raise your voting cards if you are for closing the open discussion? Shini, NSAP News for Singapore, are you raising it or? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All those against? Procedural motion carried by simple majority. We are now closing the floor for discussion, and I would like to ask the candidate to be accompanied by the scrutineers to LG2. Make sure it's LG2. And before we proceed with the closed discussion, I would like to ask the official delegates to keep all your laptops inside your bags, including your phones. Point of information, motions committee. What is, do we need a simple majority or two-thirds of the vote?
Yes. Hello. Test. Okay. GAFA Motions Committee, for election, we do need the simple majority, which is 50% plus one vote. Thank you.
Thank you, motions committee. Can I ask the secretary regarding the official count a while ago, how many simple majority we need?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. Cristiani Francisco, IPSF APRO Secretary, simple majority 6. I'm now passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Regional Secretary. While the secretary is preparing the parliamentary system, I would like to, before we proceed with the results, as mentioned by the motions committee, it is simple majority, and the simple majority is 6 for this assembly. We would also like to remind again everyone to about the proper voting. It should be capital. It should appear as this. Technicals, okay. Technicals? We kept on reminding everyone that this is the proper way of voting. If you're gonna do this again and again, we will be having more spoil votes for the incoming elections, and it will be a waste of vote. Technicals? Live stream okay? Live stream ready? Motion 40. This, the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly nominates the candidate as chairperson of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025 to 2026. Voting results are 8 for Rena, 1 reopen, 1 spoil. Let me read the updated motion. Ladies and gentlemen, motion 40. This is the 27th, again. Let me read the motion once again. Again. Motion 40. This, the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly nominates Ms. Anisa Renanda Prananto Rena as the chairperson of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025-2026. Voting results 8 for, 1 reopen, 1 spoiled. Congratulations, Rena. You have been officially nominated by the regional office. Rena will be giving you a short time to address the assembly.
All right, thank you. Thank you everyone who have voted for. Okay, thank you everyone who have voted for me. I hope everything that I do is aligned with your visions, your dreams for the Federation, and for the ones who might have not have a little bit of trust in me, I hope the work that I will complete by the end of the mandate, if I do get elected in the GA, is as the things that you want APRO to become. Okay, I'll give a little pantun. Pantun is like a wordplay for Indonesians. Okay, so I'll play. Just laugh after it, okay? It's been the 5th day of APPS, and I've made a lot of friends. To everyone in this hall, I love you all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rena, and I do hope that your election will proceed as as is during the next General Assembly. And once again, congratulations to you and to me for having a successor. Habemos chair. Thank you so much, Rena. Now, let us proceed. Oh, we have the GPP DJ person here with us. But, okay. I just recognize. Next motion, please. Motion 41. This, the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly elects the following candidate as the Secretary of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025 to 2026. We have Harry as the sole candidate for the position. Before we give him the speech, I would like to pass the floor to the Regional Secretary for more information regarding the nomination of the candidate. The candidates originally and initially. Regional Secretary, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. Cristiani Francisco, IPSF APRO Secretary. Initially, there were 2 nominees under the secretary position. First is Mr. Harry. Second was Ms. Hyun Jung Kwon, also known as Kirsten. However, yesterday, Sunday, 6th of July, at exactly 2:11 in the afternoon, I received her nomination withdrawal, and I am simply informing the Assembly. I am now passing the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you, Regional Secretary. May I now invite Harry to give his motivational speech to the Assembly? Harry, the floor is yours.
Hello. Okay. So thank you, Chair, for the floor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lim Cheong, or you can call me Harry. I'm from Malaysia, and I'm truly honored to stand before you today as a candidate for IPSF APRO Regional Secretary 2025-26. Over the past 2 years, I have served in various roles across IPSF and IPSF APRO, including as the IPSF APRO Regional Secretary Subcommittee, and currently as an IPSF APRO Internal Relations Subcommittee and IPSF Policy Committee. These roles gave me a deep appreciation for the heart of this federation, not just the events or initiatives, but the structure that keeps them alive. If elected as regional secretary, my vision for this mandate is built around 5 core pillars. Firstly, efficiency in digital organization. I plan to improve our internal processes by exploring Google Workspace tool or other similar tools that can help with management for meetings, deadlines, and reports. I will also standardize our documents naming system to ensure files are easily retrievable across mandates. Secondly, policy advocacy development in April. Being an IPSF policy committee this year gave me a deeper insight into the policy work. I plan to have an IPSF April policy advocacy competition with the assistance of IPSF policy coordinator next mandate for workshops and to be the judge for the competition. And thirdly, empowering the regional secretary subcommittee. I want our subcommittee members to do more than just minute taking. By collaborating with our other officers such as RPO and RRO, I will ensure they're involved in project execution, such as preparing the call for event and also drafting the email templates. For APRO Secretary Toolkit, as there's more collaboration between MO in organizing events, I plan to develop the APRO Secretary Toolkit, acting as a centralized resource to support secretaries. The toolkit will include templates for meeting minutes, email, event documentation, some tips, and helpful digital tools. And last but not least, revamping institutional archive. With proper folder hierarchy and ongoing document updates, I'll ensure our institutional memory stays alive and accessible. My experiences so far has always been focusing on a secretary role, and I'm confident in my organizational skill, along with all the knowledge I learned in IPSF and IPSF APRO. Thus, to all the official delegates here, I humbly ask for your support. Let's build a region that is not only active, but also organized, impactful, and future-ready. Thank you, and I pass the floor to the chair.
Thank you, Harry, for the motivational speech. Now I am opening the floor for discussion. We have a new comment from a delegate from INSAPSO New Zealand. INSAPSO New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Nux from NZEPSO New Zealand. First of all, Harry, on behalf of NZEPSO New Zealand, congratulations on nominating yourself for this position. We were very excited to see your nomination form in the folder. And so now for one of my questions, can you please expand on what your opinion is on the regional office having its own motions in force? Thank you.
Clarification? What do you mean by motion in force?
Yes, I can clarify. Motions is in force. We have a global motions in force, which is a document of motions passed within the General Assembly by member organizations pertaining to the running of the Federation that are not in the official documents. Regional offices can also have their own personal motions in force of motions proposed by member organizations that are proposed in the Regional Assembly pertaining to the running of the regional office, such as around an example of something that's in the motions in force for global is around the mandating of a handover for EXCO, RWG, and coordinators.
Thank you, INSAPSO New Zealand. Candidate?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Harry, nominee. Honestly, I don't really understand that. I'm not exposed to such thing beforehand. I'm sorry for that, because my roles has always been documents and also policy so far. And I think I will need more training and also more discussion with RWG and also consultation for this regarding to all the RN and also the motions, if that answers your questions, thank you. And passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, nominee. We have a new comment from a delegate from FGC PPHA, the Philippines. FGC PPHA, the Philippines, the floor is yours.
So, hello, Harry. Congratulations on your nomination, and thank you so much for delivering your speech and plans for the RSEC subcommittee. So, a similar question. So, my question is, what will be your academic standing next year, your year level, and what's the academic workload that comes with it?
Thank you, FGC PPHA, the Philippines. Nominee?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Harry, nominee. I'm currently a third-year student, and I am in my third year, second semester. I'm having final next week. And after the final next week, and then I will be in a short break, and I will enter my final year, which is my fourth year. So third year is actually the busiest year, and this semester is actually the busiest semester. And the next semester, I will be having my final year, and I will having clerkships, which is we have to visit hospitals and have cases and presentations. Generally, it is, I would say the burden is less than this year, but it is still manageable, and I can assure that my academic performance is very excellent. Yeah, above 3.9. Thank you. And I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, nominee. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPSF New Zealand.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I am Naomi Knox from IPSF New Zealand. Harry, in your nomination forum, you mentioned, and also your speech, you mentioned expanding the responsibilities and learning opportunities of your regional secretary subcommittee. Many portfolios, such as RMPO, have internal guidelines. What is your opinion of equipping your subcommittee with the role of assisting RWG and their sub-coordinators with internal guidelines? Thank you.
Thank you, IPSF New Zealand. Candidate?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, Harry nominee. Regarding for the expanding the opportunity for the regional secretary subcommittee, I think I will focus on RRO and also RPO instead of RMPO because they have more projects ongoing for the RPO and RRO, and then I think they require more assistance regarding the documentation and also all the emails. Personally, I work as the regional secretary subcommittee under the Moises during the 2023-24 mandate, and I work as the Minister Secretary in the Regional Relations Office, and I think that I can actually be more involved in their project execution, such as the projects like the CP training and all those, and I think I can help them more in the Z-call and also email templates and also reviewing all the documents before it is reviewed by their respective RO or RPO. I think I hope that answer your questions, and I'm passing back the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from BEM-FF Unair, Indonesia.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Evan from BEM-FF Unair, Indonesia. First of all, congratulations, Harry, for nominating yourself as the Regional Secretary. I cannot be more proud of you. And my question is, you mentioned in your plan that you want to set up an automated reminder with the utilization of Google Workspace. And I noticed that in this mandate, we've been using Zcals as reminders. So what are your plans to approach the CPs or other subcommittees for shifting this reminder system? Thank you. That will be my question. Passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, BEM-FF Unair, Indonesia. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Harry nominee. Zcall actually also has the automated reminder if you ever had it. It's actually, we can choose how many days before the real event, and then we can schedule the automated reminder. However, I never used that before because usually it's working as the internal relations subcommittee, I'm not able to send any emails, so it's up to the Evelyn for the emails. Generally, I would say automated reminders is quite available, and I will explore all the possibilities, and hopefully I can find an AI that is suitable with our regional working group and all the CPs. Of course, I think the Z-call will remain the main meeting polls option. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. And I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. Now we have a new comment from a candidate from BEM-FF Onair Indonesia. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Karen from MFF Union Indonesia. Congratulations, Harry, for your nomination. I would like to ask a question. As a secretary, every person has different areas that they will tend to focus. Then may I know what will be yours? Will it be policy, guidelines, or any others? Thank you, and I'm passing back the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you, BEM-FF Onair Indonesia. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Harry, nominee. My focus will more be on the secretary role because the policy will have involve a lot of coordination with the PH department and also the policy department. And I don't know who will be running, right? So I will be focusing on what I can control now, which is the secretary role. And I think my interest has always been organizational things like pretty looking documents and also organized folders and all those. So that will be my focus, and the policy will be a side events of that. Of course, I have a few interests in the policy, but my main focus will still be on the secretarial role and organizational skill. I hope that answers your questions. Thank you. I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from IPJSF India.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor.
Wait. We have a point of information from NSAPSO New Zealand. NSAPSO New Zealand, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox from NSAPSO New Zealand. NSAPSO New Zealand would just like to give a point of information pertaining to the last question. Policy and policy topics are technically, according to our official documents, under the portfolio of the regional chairperson, as they are who are appointed and co-opted to the policy committee of Global. However, it has been practiced within this regional office that the chairperson and the secretary coordinate together on the policy depending on the individual strengths of the individuals. Thank you.
Thank you for the Thank you for the point of information in NSAPSO New Zealand. We have a new comment from a delegate from IPJSF India. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Abhishek Jain from IPGSF India. First of all, congratulations, Harry, for your application for the nomination of the regional secretary. My question to you is that you had multiple experiences in secretarial and organizational roles. So among all the projects and roles you have worked for, what do you believe shaped you the most for this position and why? Thank you.
Thank you, IPJSF India. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your questions. I think the position that shaped me the most is actually the IPSF APRO Secretary Subcommittee for the minute 2023 and 24, because all of them are very supportive, and I feel the bonding there as compared. Oh no, don't compare. Sorry. I mean, all of them are very supportive and they are very inclusive, even though I'm very new to the IPSF APRO back then, but all of them are very active and will include me into all the small talks. And I feel the bond is there, and I think this is a very friendly and supportive environment that I can work on as compared to all the others experiences in my local university. Thank you, and I hope that answers your question. I'm passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from UFA Philippines. UFA Philippines, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. I'm Kaizen from UFA Philippines. So I would like to wish you luck on your nomination. So I would just like to ask, what existing organization system do you have, given that you will be handling a lot of documents? So how would you stay organized with all of these? So that's all for me. Thank you very much. I'm passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, UFA Philippines. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Usually, I organize the documents based on event and also the chronological order. So which event is large scale and also which event comes first will be our priority. And also, usually I arrange all the documents based on the types: internal proposal, external proposal, and all of them will be under the same folder of that particular event. That is my organizing my organizing system for all the documents. For email as well, every email is under one single document, and then we can scroll through all the emails and check all of them one by one in just one document under that specific event. I hope that clarifies your question, and I pass the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from MyPSA Malaysia. MyPSA Malaysia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Huajun, my PSA, Malaysia. Thank you, Harry, for your success. Thank you, Harry, for your nomination as the regional secretary. So, anyways, my question would just be, let's stray a little bit away from your alternative initiatives. My question would be, let's talk a little bit about your manifesto. You mentioned giving subcommittees, empowering them, giving them the ability or giving them the chance to do proposals. So, how do you plan to mentor and build their confidence while also ensuring that their work quality is maintained? That would be my question. Back to you, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, my PSA Malaysia. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for the questions, Harry nominee. I think this will have to be discussed with the RO and RPO. Definitely, they will not be making the internal proposals because it is up to the RO and RPO to delegate who is the head and co-head for the project. And my initiative, I think I will be asking the Secretary Subcommittee to assist more on the documents in terms of formatting and also the email templates. So, and also email templates. And so they won't be directly editing the internal proposals, but instead they will do a assisting role and involved in the project execution in an assisting role only. So I think that I hope that answers your questions, and I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. Now we have a new comment from a delegate from PISA, Thailand. PISA, Thailand, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Meme from PSET Thailand. Thank you for your presentation. Your presentation shows hard work and dedication regarding your nominations. My question is, according to your position, you are the one who responsible for issuing notices, all the meetings, and ensuring all the deadlines are drawn up and distributed in timely manner. In case of the report submission, if there are some contact person who still pursuing their final exams or internship, therefore the CP emails might not be regularly checked at that time, and WhatsApp is not their main channel of contact. What will be your strategies to try approach or dealing with them in order to ensure that the report shall be submitted on time? Thank you.
Thank you, PISA, Thailand. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your questions, Harry nominee. Regarding this, I acknowledge these challenges, and I think I will arrange all the deadlines and send all the emails quite early, like before the deadline. If I can, I will hope that I can send all the emails 1 month before the deadline. I hope, or as early as possible, because I understand that academic, especially in pharmacy, is very difficult. And doing things early can help all of us and me as well, because I also have to focus on my academic and also this IPSF role. So I will send the email as early as possible. And of course, if possible, despite the WhatsApp not being the main communication channel, I will still message them and send reminders to them. As my experience in internal relations subcommittee, I also have to chat quite a lot of, almost every day that I have to send reminders so that they read my message, to other committee. Yeah, I hope that answers questions. And I pass the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from FJCPPJ, the Philippines. FJCPPJ, the Philippines. The floor is yours.
Hi, Harry. So my Rihanna from FJCPPHA Philippines. So my question is, how will you deal with unresponsive committee members, especially when they are given tasks with approaching deadlines? Thank you.
Thank you, FJCPPJ Philippines. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your questions, Harry nominee. Usually when I handle the unresponsive committee, from my experiences for other events, I will usually ask what is the matter. Is it too much, or are they having challenges in their life? And if the deadline is approaching, I will approach other subcommittee members as well as myself, and then we will divide the task together in case the person who is responsible for that particular task is really not available due to her personal reason. And of course, I will definitely have a discussion with that particular person whether he or she can continue to fulfill the role of regional secretary subcommittee. If not, we will figure it out and perhaps have assistance from other subcommittee. I hope that answers your questions. Thank you, and I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from NZAPSO, New Zealand. Now is your time. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I am Naomi Knox from NZEPSO New Zealand. So my question is regarding what is your plan to optimize the support and the experience from the co-opted position of the Regional Secretary into the Constitutional Working Committee under the Secretary General portfolio and under the guidance of the Parliamentary Coordinator? Thank you.
Thank you, NZEPSO New Zealand. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your question. Harry nominee, I plan to be part of the CWC group and help them prepare the GA minutes, as I think that will help for me to prepare my RA minutes as well. So I think I need to be familiar. I need to familiarize myself with all the formatting and also the grammars and all the other documents if possible. I hope to see as many documents as I can, and I hope to format it in a pretty and organized way. I hope to answer your questions, and I pass the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from ISMA Farsi, Indonesia. ISMA Farsi, Indonesia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Raihana from ISMA Farsi Indonesia. I would like to ask, could you please explain the weakness that you have, and how would you plan to overcome them if you were being elected, and to ensure they are not holding you back from doing your job? Thank you. Passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, ISMA Farsi, Indonesia. Harry?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your questions. I think I do have one weakness as compared to all others. I think there is about my temper sometimes. When the things pile up and it's very stressful, I won't scold people, but I'll get annoyed, and I just tend to message short. And for them, it might seem rude, but I don't actually mean to be mad at them. But yeah, because busy and you don't have much time, so you tend to send a message in a very concise and short way that might be perceived as rude for others. And I'm trying to be as friendly as possible, and I try to not annoy anyone and not to get anyone to feel personal. I hope that answer your questions. Thank you, and I pass the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Harry. We have a new comment from a delegate from UFA Philippines. UPA, the Philippines, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Mr. Chair. I'm Vea from UFA Philippines. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your predecessor, and what do you think can be improved in the current mandate along with the new initiatives you're going to implement? Thank you. I'm passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, UFA Philippines. Clarification. If it is the predecessor, direct predecessor, or the predecessor when he was doing the subcom as secretary.
The secretary.
Both of us were secretary.
Okay. The current mandate.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for the clarification, Harry.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor, and thank you for your questions. Harry nominee, I will rate 10 for both. So I think working under Moises as the Regional Secretary Subcommittee do give me a lot of insight, and also I learned a lot of things from him as a Secretary Subcommittee. And actually working in IPSF APRO as a Regional Secretary Subcommittee is the first time I have get in touch with such an official and organized document as compared to all other local university documents that is not so standardized in a way, but IPSF APRO is so organized and standardized that I believe that I really like this kind of organization thing, like pretty looking documents and everything is organized. And as for Rika, I didn't work with her so much this mandate, but I do see the emails and also attend some trainings if needed. And I think she does give me a lot of consultation and also advices, because I do consult her quite a lot of times. And I think she really inspired me to become the regional secretary for this mandate as well. I hope that answers your questions, and I pass the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harry. Do we still have any new comments? I see none. Therefore, we are closing the floor for discussion, and we are going to proceed with the closed discussion. Can we have the scrutineers please accompany the candidate to LG2 and all the official delegates to and observers to please put your phones and laptops inside your bags. For those who want to go out, you may do so, but you can no longer go back during closed discussion. Oh, so and we are going to proceed with the regular open session. Can we have the candidate back here with us physically from LG2? Have your phones ready just in case, especially my PSA Malaysia, just in case, just in case. Just in case, just in case. Are we going to Habemos Secretaria? Do we have the candidate back? Not yet. It's 11:40. Of the candidate back in the room. Just a reminder, Harry, that if in case you will not be elected, you are no longer allowed to run for the secretary. Motion 41. This, the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly elects the following candidate as Secretary of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025-2026. 6. Voting results. 9 for Harry, 1 reopen, 0 spoiled. Therefore, I would like to read the updated motion. Motion 41 reads, this, the 27th IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Assembly elects Lim Chi Yong Harry as the Secretary of the IPSF Asia Pacific Regional Office for 2025 to 2026. Voting results, 9 for Harry, 1 reopen, 0 spoiled. Congratulations, Harry. You are the incoming Secretary of the Regional Office. You may now address the assembly.
So thank you everyone for voting me, and for those who not, I will try my best, and I assure you that I will fulfill all my responsibility and I will not disappoint. And special thanks to all the RWG, Manchuri, Moises, Rika, Hosea, Ryan, and also Evelyn if she's watching, and also Naomi, and also Dekeng Yuan, and also Hwajin from IPSF Malaysia. Thank you for all your support, and I will try my best this year. Thank you everyone.
Congratulations, Harry. (11:43 p.m.) and we still have the election of the RMP. However, we had a procedural motion to table the discussion of GPPED. So I am assessing the floor if you would like to continue with the motion on GPPED. Emotion cards? Yes. Yes, okay. Technicals.
At 1, lunch is at 12. Therefore, I would love the floor to reassess the time. Thank you.
Yeah. It's GPPD. Again, I would like to assess the floor if you would like to continue with this motion. Continue. Clarification? At 1 p.m. you will have to 12 to 1 you have to eat your lunch. 1 o'clock will be the start of the public health campaign. The bus. Oh, we're transferring. I mean, you can assess among yourselves if you have questions to GPPED. So now I am reassessing the assembly using your motion cards. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. We are now suspending the standing orders. Do we have any proposer? Proposed by FJCPPHA Philippines, seconded by NSAPSO New Zealand. We are voting for this procedural motion to suspend the standing orders. All those for? All those against? Motion carried unanimously. We're now suspending the standing orders. Wait. I will now pass the floor to the Regional Secretary for the roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the floor. Cristiani Francisco, IPSF APRO Secretary. I will now be starting with our full members organization. Once I call your organization, please raise your hand. IPGA SF India, APS Japan, my PSA Malaysia, NZAPSO New Zealand, NAPSO Australia Delegated Vote to NZAPSO New Zealand, FJCPHA Philippines, KNAPS Republic of Korea, NewsPost Singapore, PSET Thailand, and ISMA Farsi Indonesia. Moving on with our members in association, MAPS India, BEM FFUE Indonesia, BEM FF UNER Indonesia, BEM FUSD Indonesia, BEM Kemafar Unpad Indonesia, BEM KM FA UGM Indonesia, HMF AP ITB Indonesia, UOP MSU Myanmar, ABSA New Zealand, JPPHA PI Philippines, UFA Philippines, and PSA Taiwan. I'm now passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you, Regional Secretary. This is just a reminder that tomorrow will be our last session. We still have pending motions, and as mentioned yesterday, if ever the motions from the MOs will not be 14 more motions. So if ever the motion from the MOs will not be discussed, the RWGs would have to vote either to remove the criteria of the additional points or announce the annual awards online. So yeah, manage your comments wisely for tomorrow. That's all from us. Thank you so much. And please remind your delegates to be safe and don't make any problems outside, inside, within Kuala Lumpur. Okay? Please. My RCs are begging you. Please remind your delegates. That's all from us. Go have lunch.
Paging all scrutiny.